one of the greatest intellectuals to come out that Panther movement, out of that MOVE organization. Yeah, Mumia Abu-Jamal, people got to realize this is during the height of COINTELPRO. And back then, we didn't have this technology, this communication that we got today to share these things on these situations and these incidents. What they told us is what people believe. And people forget how racist the 80s were. I don't know how people overlook that. You barely removed from the 70s and the 60s. And you know how racist that time period was. But when we get to the 80s, man, that's some of the most racist times ever. KKK was still in effect. And people forget these things. So, and at that point in time, the judicial system, the most important thing, white supremacists, white nationalists, and high seats of the government, for the judicial system. So around that time, they knew who Mumia was. They knew his intellectual capacity. They knew his effect on the movement. So to me personally, COINTELPRO, J. Edgar Hoover, his cronies and all of them, they seen, and people got to realize this, man, the FBI, CIA, COINTELPRO, they have personal behavior analysis units that only sit behind their desk and evaluate individuals, study individuals, do this whole thing of analysis on individuals, their behavior, who they are, what could they do, what could be the effect of this individual in the future. They ran that on Mumia. That's why they had to take him out the community. It's like, no, we can't leave no individual with this type of intelligence in the community. Nah. And the proof of that is the work he's been doing behind the wall with prison radio. Listen to his radio commentary. This brother is on another level. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning from him. Just going back to the things that he made back then up to now that I missed, heightening my education level. So the new generation, he might not be that much, popular. This is why we got to do the job of keeping political prisoners' names out there to make sure they don't get lost. Because these new generations need to learn from Mumia, or you're going to become Mumia. Because some of y'all are developing at a high level. I'm talking about the youth. A lot of y'all are developing on a fast rate, intelligent wise. And if you don't study Mumia's case, you're going to become Mumia. So it's like, man, we definitely got to keep his name out there and continue to push to get this man free, period. So I advise anybody who watches podcast, please do your work on Mumia Abu-Jamal. He should have been home.